Yo, what's going on, people? There's a couple of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about a lot of things going on right now in Baltimore, with the riots and everything else. And excuse me, give me a second, because it's my second time shooting this. I shot it the first time, but it didn't overload right, so I had to shoot it again, and I'm kind of frustrated. But, yo, it is what it is. I just want to talk about a lot of things that the media are saying about the riot, and especially what they're saying about the youth, the black youth who's out there, who's rioting and protesting. Now I say this: anybody who tells you violence doesn't make a difference, they full of crap. They full of crap. Violence only make a difference when you're black. That's it. Those same passive people who are sitting here and screaming, non-violent, wasn't doing that after 9/11. I repeat, none of these people screaming violence don't solve nothing didn't say that after 9/11. Because when your people get killed, and I'm speaking about everybody, black, white, yellow, whatever, when people start dying, you declare war on people. And that's what we did. America declared war. And we start bombing people to get our point across. I didn't see church people holding hands. I didn't hear people singing Kumbaya after 9/11. What I seen was American people holding American flags up, screaming bloody murder, kill Osama bin Laden. I didn't hear people making videos saying how, oh man, we shouldn't go to war, we shouldn't do this, Bush is wrong, let's, and I ain't see all these emotional videos. See, violence is only wrong when black people do it. Because if you look at history, whenever any other race of people has been disenfranchised, they riot, they protest, they get violent, wars happen. Are you telling me violence don't solve nothing? How many wars are we fighting right now? How many of you people making videos saying, oh, don't stop the violence? Nobody. Only when black people do it. And it's funny, why didn't I say that to the cops? Since the cops are the one killing people. Did you know the first death in Ferguson was Mike Brown? The first death in Ferguson was Mike Brown. It was committed by a cop. There's no real bad crime in Ferguson before that. I mean, the people are marginalized. Of course, they disenfranchised. They have nothing there. That's a reason to be upset. There's no jobs, no good education there. Right? That's a reason to be upset. I don't want to hear these fake outcries no more. No more fake outcries. The youth are getting targeted. They're getting targeted by the way they dress. Put your pants up. You deserve to die because your pants are sagging? You deserve to die Because you stole something? You deserve death? See, let me tell you something. Most of these people who scream this bull crap about that these perfect people are liars. See, they don't want to tell you that the reason they're screaming this whole holier than thou bull crap is when you're black. When you black and you do something, then all of a sudden they want to scream this holier than thou crap. Don't tell me it's not about race. Crap out of here. And don't tell me because Obama the president that it's not about race. Okay? I hear the same white rhetoric all the effing time. You know, these are just symbolic symbols. Obama is a symbolic symbol so white supremacy can hide behind him. Old tactics. Read the Art of War. Old tactics. We have had more race problems in America since Obama been in office than we had since the early 90s. Obama has had more death threats than any other president put together. But America's is post-racial America. He had more attempts on his life than anybody. Right? These are people they try to hide behind. Fox News always finds some black person who would talk bad about other black people, and they put him in the forefront. Because if they said it themselves, they would sound racist. So they always find these coon black people who will speak their rhetoric for them, and then they will compensate them. They'll give them money in return. Because it's always been like that. Even since slavery. If you snitch on another slave trying to leave the plantation, they got compensated. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. And the same thing with the police department. All police are not bad. No. We know that. We need police. We need society with police, of course. We don't need race soldiers, as Nilly Fuller would say. We don't need race soldiers. And the people out here killing and targeting black people are not police. They're race soldiers. And yes, race has everything to do with it. Don't get me wrong, white people get their butt whooped too. The poor ones. But not like black people. But see, we gotta understand something, poor white people. You have more in common with black people than you do with the 1%ers. See? But we didn't invent race. Black people didn't invent race. Race was something invented back in the 1600s by Europeans. Why? Because they had to set up buffer classes. Black people were taking the grunt of that. We're taking the grunt of that. Because if they keep us at the bottom rink, they will keep thinking that the poor whites will thinking at least I'm better than them, and I'm closer to the 1%ers, so I guess I must be doing pretty good. You see, but we come together, and that's all we want. If we come together, we can realize that we live in a system of white supremacy, and they use race not only to keep black people down, but keep everybody down who's not part of the 1%. Or these people who owns all the wealth and resources in America, in the world. Right? But we don't see that. Because nobody has to go through what black Americans have to go through. Our reality is something so much different from what the average white person has to go through. And you don't understand it. It's not your fault. You don't understand it though. We see it every day. Right? We know there's laws against us. They're locking us up every time they get a chance. That's the new slavery. You think it's a coincidence that over 50% of black people in prison, over 50% of people in prison are black? You think that's a coincidence? You think they're not targeting black people? And most black people in prison for non-violent crimes, mind you. Now remember that. Most black people are in prison for non-violent crimes, usually drugs. Now, what did they do? They figured out what drugs black people use, and they did a war on it. When they came out with the war on drugs back in the 80s, and it was crack. Cocaine always been a big drug. Crack is just a messed up version of it. But they didn't put laws that was harsher on cocaine users because that was a drug most black people use. They did it on crack because they knew it was a drug black people use. It was a cheaper version. So they started locking people up. And then you skip to the 90s, Clinton put even harsher terms on the war on drugs. Everybody loves Clinton, right? Yes, black. He locked more black people up than anybody. Okay? What's the biggest drug in America right now? Crystal meth. Predominantly used by white people. There's no harsh sentences for that. They're not going to get people 20 to life for having a couple of grams of crystal meth on them. Listen here, people. There's a war on you. Always been a war on you. They look and they follow what drugs you use, how you dress, how you speak, what music you listen to, and they make laws against it. There was a man killed recently, got arrested for his pants sagging down in Louisiana, and they tasered him to death. This happened recently. Right? Because we know most people who sag their pants are what? Black people. Underwear is not hurting nobody. But check this out though. Stay away from church people. I'm sorry. Church black people are some of the worst people ever. They're the main ones to go out and say, we need to make laws against sagging pants. We need to make laws against using the word nigga. We need to make laws about this. They help make laws that only affect black people. Like we ain't already going to jail for stuff for no reason. Like we're not already getting targeted for prison. Now they still making laws and they helping them make more laws to target the youth. This is insane. Stay away from these older black people. Not all of them. Most. When they start coming to you with this Christian Bible, stay far away. We're the only race of people who are supposed to go to the guillotine in silence and not kicking. And so when we start getting killed and murdered, violence don't solve nothing. Turn the other cheek. Let me tell you something. Protesting don't solve nothing. Never have, never will. Protesting don't solve crap. It doesn't. And you know why Baltimore made the news? Because of the riots. How many other protests that we had in America that goes unnoticed. See, you hear a lot of black people talk about what about Chicago when they try to speak white supremacist rhetoric, right? Every time you want to bring up black people getting killed by cops, you always want to bring up black on black crime. What about Chicago? Do you know there's groups of people who've been trying to clean their community up, been protesting and doing all type of programs and organizations out there? Never made the news. But let the riot hit Chicago. And it made the news. So violence does do something, people. It gets people attention. And do not quote Martin Luther King. I am tired of people quoting Martin Luther King. If you're going to quote Martin Luther King, then you got to believe in what he believed in, right? Because he believed in nonviolence, then you got to believe in what he believed in. Now, Martin Luther King believed in nonviolence because what he believed in? Reparations. He wanted all black people to have reparations. So let me ask you all you people who want to quote Martin Luther King. Do black people need reparations? Should we get reparations? And if you say no, stop quoting Martin Luther King. Then you don't believe what he believed in. Because his dream was for black people to get reparations. So we could be on the same playing field as white people. Next time you hear anybody quote Martin Luther King about nonviolence, ask him like, okay, so you think we need reparations? We'll stop being violent then. But what will stop you from being violent? That's what I want to know. What's going to stop you from being violent? Right? But if you don't believe in black people getting reparations, then you don't believe in Martin Luther King. And don't quote him. Because his end game was reparations for black people. That's why they killed him. This whole nonviolent thing was just a stepping stone for reparations. Y'all people know that, right? I bet a lot of people won't be calling Martin Luther King after that. Right? All you coon black people want to sit here and compare black people to animals? Like we ain't heard their racist rhetoric a long time ago? Violence don't solve nothing. You're acting like animals and Planet of the Apes. And, dude, what were you doing 9/11? All you YouTube black people, what were you doing 9/11? Who was out here screaming about, non-violent. What were you doing 9/11? When all them people died, when Bush said it's a war on terror, did you say, man, no, man, non-violent, man, violence won't solve nothing? Did all you Fox News followers scream, violence won't solve nothing, Bush, let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya? Did you guys do anything or say anything to promote nonviolence? But violence don't solve nothing. How long have we been in the war? We've been in the war since 2001. How many wars are we fighting now? We done damn lost count. See, violence is not the answer when it comes to black people. Let's be honest. Violence is not the answer when it comes to you, black people. You kill them, it's a fucking war on terror. And what does that even mean? That means that a war on terror, anybody can be a terrorist. That means that if you fucking with me, I'm a war on you, no matter who you are or where you're from. It's a war on the planet. Black people getting shot down the streets. We're just like, yo, y'all people ignoring this, so we gonna burn some businesses down. Oh my God, balance. They're all animals. Balance don't solve nothing. We're good Christian people here. But all we did was kill and go to war all the time. Listen here, people. Listen here, black people. The news stations are ran by propaganda. They use black people as puppets to speak white supremacist rhetoric because they can't say it themselves without seeming racist. So they put these minor celebrities to speak the white rhetoric that they can't speak, and they get them news times. You gotta understand something, black people. You don't own nothing in America. You don't own no major news stations. You don't own nothing. So the news is all propaganda. They choose what to show you and choose what not to show you to make you think a certain way, to sway the masses, and especially to sway the black people's mindset. Black people have been marginalized in this country since we've been here. It's just getting worse. Unemployment, education. Some people still think that racism don't exist or white supremacy is a figment of your imagination. With statistics, it's funny to me how every news station loves to go off statistics, but then they never talk about statistics when it comes to racism or white supremacy. When if you have a black sounding name, you're most likely not going to get the job. We also know that if you're a black, you're more likely to go to jail for nonviolent crimes, usually for drug possession, even though statistics have shown for years that no other race use or sell more drugs than the other. But for some reason, black people are overwhelmingly going to prison for nonviolent crimes, for drug possession, than any other race. We know that more black kids will get sent to special ed and LD classes than any other people, because most of the teachers in America are white women, and they miseducate the kids, and they always most of them have some kind of, not all of course, but they funnel your kids straight from the pipeline from school to prison. Most black people are in prison for nonviolent crimes. They give harsher sentences. And statistics have shown that when it comes to wealth in America, that the average white family has like $120-some thousand, compared to the black family, which only has like less than 5,000. You see these black people? Don't let nobody lie to you and think that you're in the position you're in because you're lazy, or you didn't do this, or because your daddy wasn't home. Your daddy's not home because there were systems made back in the Jim Crow era to make sure he wouldn't be there. Okay? Let's get that straight. You're in the position you're in because you're not this stupid race of people who just can't get together. If you believe that, then you're retarded. If you think that you're the only race in America who just can't get together because somehow you're slow, or your daddy went home, or black people or just don't want to be with families, you're stupid. You're stupid. And how dare you think that somehow a race of people are different because of their skin tone? You're in a position you're in because it was designed. It was designed that way for you. Your family couldn't pass down wealth because they kept it from them. That was the whole point of Jim Crow. It was only 50 years ago. People, wake the crap up. Okay? Wake up. You're in this position because it was designed this way. Alright? You don't own nothing here. And when you did own something, they bombed it and took it from you. And no one was convicted. 3,000 some people died in the bombing of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Black Wall Street, Little Africa. No one was convicted. And most of those hangings and lynchings that went on during Jim Crow, they was doing it to business owners. Black people who own businesses. And they took those people land. And they took their business. You're in this position because you were forced in this position. Ghettos were made. You didn't make them. You were forced into them. They want you to suffer in silence and forget. No. No. I want reparations. I want to be compensated for everything you did to my people and then no one could ever convicted for it. I want reparations. Matter of fact, you promised us reparations, right, America? Am I wrong? America don't keep his promises? Did you not bail out all those bankers? Huh? Did not get a bailout? All those bankers who crushed Wall Street, right? They're the ones who made Wall Street fall. You still gave them money? Where's our reparations? I want reparations. I don't want to hear you pull yourself up by your bootstraps because nobody else had to. We built this country. This country was here without slavery. We know that. We know America without slavery. And regardless if your family did slaves or not, who cares? Everybody benefit from the America this today. Because it wouldn't be no America today if it wasn't from slaves. And what are you going to do about my ancestors who got their land took back in Jim Crow? No convictions, no nothing. Well, they're still convicting old Nazis today. If they find an old Nazi today, they're convicting. I want reparations. Every black person should be screaming for reparations right now. We're not going to get out this hole. We're not. It's designed for you to be in this hole. We need reparations. You don't own nothing, black people, because every time you own something, they killed you for it. And now we in the mindset now that we're scared to own stuff. You're the biggest consumers in America, black people. You don't have a community. Don't let them tell that lie about you burning down your own community during the riots. It's bull crap. You don't own none of that crap. A community, when people own something, the dollar circulates within those people. There's no money circulating within damn black communities. There's no community. You don't own nothing there. Don't let them on the news tell you burning down your own community. You don't own crap there. You burned down the CVS. My bad. Now you gotta walk 2 more blocks to go down to Walmart. Oh my God, what a big inconvenience. You don't own crap there. And then the black businesses that were there, the gang members down in Baltimore made sure nobody burnt them down. But they ain't say that crap. Those black shops that have been there, the gang members protected those shops. And they still there. There is no black community. You don't own crap here in America. Because when you did own something, they stole it or burnt it down. They got you into the habit to where you're the biggest consumer and you don't own crap. Okay? It's designed. This is designed. You're not a worthless people. You are forced in these conditions. You understand that? Stop listening to these news stations which is full of propaganda in the way that they don't care 2 licks about you. And stop listening to these coons who get paid money to speak white rhetoric for them. These people do not care about you. Stop listening to these coons. These black people don't care about you. And they speaking the same white rhetoric. Racist white rhetoric, mind you. Look, man. We need a code. Black people need a code. We need all to be on the same code. We need to open up our own businesses. We need to start believing in each other and putting our money within each other and making sure that money circulates within each other. Okay? You could build another Black Wall Street. You could do it. Yeah, they might try to bomb it or sabotage it, but who cares? We still gotta try. You can build another Black Wall Street. You can do all that. We need to do it. We gotta stop being scared. We gotta stop letting people talk us out of doing things that we know is right. It's so many race traders out here. A lot of them. They want to say you're in a position you're in because you're lazy. History shows otherwise. But then them same people don't want you to think about history. Forget about the past. Right? But they don't want you to forget about 9/11. Why are you bringing up slavery? Why are you bringing up Jim Crow? Forget about the past. You tell me to forget about 9/11? Hell no. Shit, you celebrate 4th of July every year. Shit. American independence from the British. Celebrate that every year. Forget about the past though. What? Everything's about the past. And especially if you're black, because it affects you today. And it will affect you tomorrow. Black people, we need reparations. We need a code. That's simple and plain, or you're going to keep getting killed. Not only by police officers, we're going to kill each other. Because we know poverty and crime go hand in hand. And who are the most disenfranchised people in this country? Is black people. So of course crime is going to be higher among us because we're the poorest. And that goes for any race. I don't care what color you are. If you're poor, your crime rate is going to be high among you. There's no such thing as poor people holding hands and living kumbaya together. That's bullcrap. Because when the Europeans first came here to America, they were the first gangs. Irish gangs, the Jewish gangs, and the mobsters that we idolize today in movies, the Goodfellas and the Scarfaces and the casinos, and they were violent people. And when they got disenfranchised, they murdered and robbed. You see that? Okay. Alright, people. I usually don't do this. I just wanted to, say a few words. You guys can come in, and let me know your thoughts or whatever. But it's just a couple of things I had to get off my chest. There's so much more we could do. We just need the code. That's it. And one rule of that code is we have to spend money within each other. We have to start owning our own businesses, own our own grocery stores, our own banks. We have to do this. Secondly, we got to stop downing each other. You gotta stop talking crap about each other. We need a code to where if you ain't got nothing to say about another black person, just don't say nothing. If any news cameras put a camera in your face and what do you think about this black person, just say have no comment. Even if you think it's something negative, have no comment. Keep that code. They use words against you. They reward you for turning on your own. Remember that. We don't arrest people who get rewarded to say bad, negative things about black people. Okay? So, I'll let y'all think about that, and I'm out.